He is recognised as the greatest quarterback ever and maybe the best NFL player ever. He started and played in 22 seasons, retiring at 45 years old. The accolades are endless, and his high-level intangibles make him one of the greatest leaders in all of sports history. It's hard to compare any AFL player with him, but one in recent memory matches up the best, showing the longevity, competitive fire, and leadership Brady did. Keeping the fire in the belly to not only reach the top once, but multiple times is incredibly challenging. Many athletes stagnate or become comfortable after achieving their initial goals.
The winner of the Norm Smith Medal from Hawthorn, Luke Hodge.
Luke Hodge was not one of these players. Similar to Brady, who won 3 Super Bowls in his first 4 seasons as a starter, Hodge had to bide time after the 2008 Hawthorn Premiership. Brady himself went without a Super Bowl victory from 2005 all the way to 2014, while Hodge's drought was from 2009 to 2012. From this point onwards, we saw the streaks of competitiveness in both. Hodges was far more physical, lining up with the Hawks' slightly nasty streak, while Brady's was far more mental and verbal, using altercations and mistakes as motivation. These little spurts of emotion don't seem like much, but they show deep down how much both wanted to win. You got to create a lot of different emotion to heighten your sense of awareness and focus. For me, anger was good. Anger was good because it was motivating. The more I could create an enemy, the more I want to go out and kill those guys. Even in his later years at Brisbane, playing more as a mentor, Hodge was still showing the aspiration to continue playing on. Brisbane's GM at the time, David Noble, said this of Luke Hodge prior to the 2019 season. He might be managed a bit more, but he's a hard one. I know the coach sort of said to me that we wanted to rest him for this one. He doesn't accept that very well. I guess that's a good sign, because his competitiveness of wanting to continue to play and add to the value of what he does best, which is on-the-job training and coaching for our players. The need to keep winning was a key reason why Brady went on to win 3 championships in his last 5 years in New England, and why Hodge was captain of the first team to win a three-peat in the 18-team competition. You can't manifest this level of competitiveness. It's either in you or it's not. The big thing that puts both side by side is their phenomenal leadership qualities that were not only recognised by their own teammates, but by others in their leagues. Similar to their hunger for success, you can't teach it at the highest level. Both of them were confrontational to their teammates, demanded high standards, and gave direction on where to be and when. This is easier to do when you have the deep understanding of the game that both of them did.
Just his feedback during the game and his ability to read the game and see how it's playing out, and then relay that to all the different players across all different lines. He sees the game so well.
It wasn't just the experience and knowledge they had that gained them their teammates' trust, but their ability to form connections with them to then become great leaders in the eyes of those who it matters most to, their teammates.
And my vision of a relationship comes down to one word: caring. Do you care about the other person, and do you collectively care about what you're trying to achieve? The only way people are going to feel that they can trust you is if you care about them. So if you just see them as a transactional relationship, you're just here for this time being, well, that's all they're going to give you. But I felt like I need to connect. Especially as I got older, I got to connect with the young players. I need a relationship. I need the ability to relate to them. They need to trust me. I need to trust them. We need to be vulnerable to one another. I need to care for them.
It was real and not a fake image or portrayal, again, adding to the trust with everyone around them.
You add on more guys. You add a guy like Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. I think it's probably the best quarterback to ever play the game, and he's there. He brings that championship mindset. Mm-hmm. It's funny from watching him play to actually playing with him, and you see like a lot of his actions, his emotions. It's not an act. That's who he is. You know what I'm saying? And then
like that as a mate, but then as a footy club, I guess the fact that how competitive he is, but also how much he directs the boys out there, and just his education to the group in terms of making everyone better. That's just been his sole focus for the last few years, is how he can make his teammates better, which is a great credit.
They were the ultimate leaders and respected by all, even after all the different teammates they had and playing for as long as they did. Finding any negative comments about their style of direction and leadership is nearly impossible. Their individual accolades don't line up exactly due to the ridiculous records Brady holds. The longevity is much more aligned. Brady started 22 of his 23 seasons, missing one of those due to an ACL, whereas Hodge played 18 seasons with his lowest game return of 10, never missing a full season at all. It's a huge achievement by Hodge, playing in a role that is far more dangerous than what Brady played. 3 MVPs for Brady puts him well ahead of Hodge, but for the first team All-Pro, which is the equivalent of the All-Australian team, both are equal on 3. Brady has 10 Super Bowl appearances with 7 wins and 5 MVPs, with Hodge reaching 5 grand finals, winning 4 with 2 Norm Smith medals. Both have a total win percentage well above 500, with Hodges at 57.51% and Brady's at a ridiculous 75.4%. It's outstanding winning longevity by both of them. Individual stats that also show their consistency throughout their careers is Brady's 14 seasons throwing for 4,000 yards and Hodges' 12 seasons averaging 20 disposals per game. Their finishing seasons are the last similarity between the pair. Both were unwanted by their original teams for different reasons, with no long-term deal offered from New England and tension building between the owner Robert Kraft, coach Bill Belichick and Brady. The free agent made the surprise switch to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who finished the previous year 7 wins and 9 losses. Hodge announced he would retire mid-2017, but in hindsight, that decision was probably made due to Hawthorn offering no more opportunity for him. Brisbane came calling, and for roughly pick 75, he was now in Queensland, joining a side that finished last at 5 wins and 17 losses. Both signed 2-year deals. All of the above leadership, winning mentality and drive became even more apparent in this period of time. The Buccaneers had the skeleton of a good team, and with Brady at the helm during the COVID lockdowns, got Tampa to the playoffs. On the road, they won 3 straight playoff games, getting to the Super Bowl.
Ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady.
I don't know why we ever think it won't. It's gotten almost not realistic.
In just 1 year, Brady had turned around a team with no winning culture, helping drive them to a championship. His other 2 seasons in Tampa Bay led to more playoff games. Hodge, as a veteran Lion, didn't have the same level of responsibility as Brady, but as a halfback general, patrolled the defence, teaching the Lions how to win. In 2018, they went 5-17 again, but finished 15th. It will be the following year, Brisbane will take a huge leap, finishing second with 16 wins, losing in the semi-final by just 3 points. But it was the start of the Brisbane team we now know. Hodges' impact was much deeper than his play on the field. Their individual play and longevity is rare to find in any sport, but it's not the first thing people think of when remembering them. That leadership instinct and competitive fuel are the critical intangibles often forgotten. Stats and numbers are great, but watching these two over their careers proves that both are sometimes overrated and can never really tell the full impact the best leaders have on others. These two fit in that category perfectly.